Alligators and crocodiles kill hundreds of people around the world every year. Often people underestimate how fast the reptiles can move on land. That can be a fatal error when they're making another common mistake, feeding them by hand. In Costa Rica, a worker at a game reserve feeds a crocodile for the tourists' amusement. Slip in the sand and the fun and games are over. If someone this experienced can have a close call, the odds are a novice trying the same thing will have a deadly encounter. In the United States, more people are killed by alligators than sharks. Florida is ground zero for alligators. Run-ins are inevitable. Many of the dangerous run-ins with gators and crocodiles occur when people try to feed them. A recipe for disaster. A Florida Everglades tour boat operator was breaking the law when he fed an alligator to please the tourists.
The more aggressive you are in getting an alligator to come close to the boat, the more tips you're going to end up getting.
The 3-meter alligator ended up biting off his left hand. With so many alligators in Florida, a lot of dangerous encounters are the result of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. This Florida woman was walking her dog by the edge of a lake when she saw an alligator in the water heading right for her. She tried to run away, but slipped and fell in her panic. The gator came out of the water, grabbed her by the left calf, and tried to pull her back into the lake. She managed to escape with her life. The alligator was later caught and relocated. A 17-year-old boy was swimming in the Caloosahatchee River in Moorhaven, Florida, when a 3-meter alligator attacked him.
As soon as he seen me, Fred, the gator was coming after him on top of the water. As fast as it could pedal, his tail was wagging back and forth. He was coming.
So I stopped and tried to get eye level with the water, hoping that maybe he would lose track of me. But he just kept on coming at me full plane.
Right next to Lake Okeechobee here, and there's thousands of alligators here. So any type of splash in the water is prey for them.
Whenever he got about a foot away from me, I grabbed the bottom skin under his jaw, trying to lead him away, but it didn't work, so I wrapped my legs around him, and he dove.
Gators don't chew their prey. When they catch something exceptionally big, they go into the death roll to break it apart.
I had him pretty good until he death rolled and knocked me off, so I kicked off with my feet, trying to make a break for the bank.
And it was already like a foot in front of him. It just came right at him, and he put his arm in the way. Instead of it letting it get to his body, it took his arm and took him under.
I was trying to swim, and I threw my right arm back, trying to come back again to catch another thing in the water. And that's when he got my arm. And I got a breath of air, and he dragged me back down, and he done death roll, and broke all the bones in my arm. So then I took my feet and put it on his mouth to try and break my arm off, because I knew it's either going to be the arm or my life. So I was like, get the arm.
He was waving, saying, call the paramedics, and he said that his arm was gone.
Fish and Wildlife in Glades County Sheriff's Office responded quickly to the scene. Trappers located the gator, euthanized it, and found Langdale's mangled arm inside.
As soon as my arm heals, I'm going to go back swimming in the river again, so that's probably the first thing on my list.
His biggest concern? How to play video games.
That's probably about it, because everything else I've been looking up on the computer I can do with a prosthetic. It feels pretty good that a lot of people are chipping in to help me out with my arm. It feels pretty good to finally get out of this room.
Later. Take care.
He kept his x-ray as a souvenir, and he's ready to get back into the water. Gator or no gator.
I still got my lift. We're good.
This kayaker decides to film his fishing trip in Florida with a small camera mounted to his hat. What looks like a floating log suddenly attacks his kayak with crushing force. Ready to take its prey to a watery grave. The lesson to be learned: just because you can't see an alligator doesn't mean it can't see you. These kinds of encounters are on the rise as human development takes over the wetlands that once were the gator's home turf. Many run-ins occur on golf courses.
How fast do you think it can run?
Alligators are found so often on the course that one golfer even has a rule for it. If your ball ends up next to a 3-meter gator,
No, he's got my ball!
it's only fair you get a free drop for safety. North Carolina is another spot where people and alligators come together, often with disastrous results. A biologist from the Pine Knoll Shores Aquarium responds when a 3-meter alligator is found in a roadside ditch. He is blindsided by the fast-moving beast. The biologist is bitten on the arm and has to be rescued himself. The gator is moved back to the wild. Even gator expertise is no guarantee of a good outcome when dealing with one of these animals.